Remember that all the lights, I would say Santa's elves, Andrew's elves are hard at work. All of this electricity, all of your products are being produced with the energy of the sun, with no additives, no binders, no fillers of any kind. But now let's talk about calcium. Calcium, I have to say, whether you've been told that you should take calcium or you're one of the countless people who take calcium and you're saying it's the thing that we have to take that we love to hate, right? It's the one that we all say, I took it, but it gave me a stomach ache, it was repeating on me. That is not this. This is not, he makes not only the world's finest vitamins, the best calcium that you will find. So let me show you your sizing and your pricing, because it is not like any other calcium supplement that you have ever taken. You'll see that it is microfine. It's not some big horse pill. It's not a rock that lays in your stomach. And the truth of the matter is, if you're going to take calcium, you want it to dissolve. You want it to be able to do what you need it to do for your bones. So you choose in the 60, 250, 500, or 1,000. It's always great to see these big sizes, especially when we do that free shipping and that extended holiday return policy. Here's where it really comes into play, where you can do that delivery direct. But then remember, all of our today's specials are also on 6-pay, flex pay, runaway customer pick and favorite with thousands of these spoken for. It is the Andrew Lessman difference. And Andrew, I have to say, a lot of us, myself included, we've been told we should take calcium, but then it's that offshoot. Oh, my stomach hurts. Oh, it repeats. And then we don't take it, we don't get the benefit.
But even beyond that, beyond the calcium products that are impossible to swallow or difficult to swallow or upsetting to our stomach, then there's this other issue that you hear a little bit of rumblings in the research that talks about calcium could have implications for heart health.
True.
And the problem with that is we need the calcium for skeletal health, or we're going to be suffering from osteoporosis or osteopenia later in life. That calcium and magnesium are still critical for skeletal health, but we need to be conscious of the potential for calcification of other tissues, specifically our arteries, heart valves, aorta, things like that. So, but there is a solution, and we'll talk about that in a moment, and that's vitamin K2 MK7. We'll talk about that in a moment. It's critically important. What's great about our calcium product is you eliminate all of the problems with calcium. All of them. Easy to swallow, instantly available, gentle to your stomach. It even tends to be soothing and settling to your stomach. But best of all, it's a little more than a nickel a capsule in a large size. A little more than a nickel a capsule. And the other thing you want to be aware of with calcium, you don't want to take those large horse pills because they're going to be delivering 1,000 or more milligrams at a time. That almost guarantees problems. It almost guarantees bad absorption. In fact, I have countless charts here that talk about here's from the Nutrition Clinical Practice. The maximum dose of elemental calcium that should be taken at a time is 500 milligrams. From the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research, research indicates that 500 milligrams of calcium is the optimum dose. And then even, there's one here that I recall, that, here we go, from the Harvard Health Publications. I'll read this one here. It's a waste to double the serving size.
Oh, wow.
The body can absorb a 500 or 600 milligram dose, that's it. But more than that, and absorption becomes inefficient. You'll get about the same amount of calcium by taking 1,000 milligrams as you would if you stuck with the 500 milligrams or 600 milligrams, which is exactly what we deliver. And just some of the reviews here. Best calcium ever. I've been using Andrew Lessman's products for some time. I do believe they're the best out there. Thank you, Andrew and HSN, for wonderful products and the flex pays. They are greatly appreciated. High quality. My doctor said I need more calcium in my diet and immediately went to Andrew Lessman. His products have always been high quality and the most effective. I now have my husband taking these as well, and we both feel a noticeable improvement in our strength and mobility. Overall, less discomfort in our older bones. Thanks, Andrew Lessman. The best calcium supplement. Don't waste your money on other products. Calcium Magnesium Intensive Care is the best you can buy anywhere. In terms of dosage, ingredients, and the science and knowledge behind them, Andrew Lessman has no equal. I've been using his products for years and would not ever change. They're simply the best. And if you just want something that works, and it won't upset your stomach, then this is it. Super solubility. I've been taking this for a few years now, and I have to say it is probably better than described. It's very easy to take, and I've not had any digestive issues. I've taken Andrew Lessman's products for almost 20 years and love the quality and effectiveness of his products. I highly recommend this product, with a note to make sure to start out with one of the multivitamin foundational products.
Nice.
So, which is good advice.
But it's such a big deal that we have this, and I know that thousands of you out there are calling, but I don't know about you. I'm a dairy farmer's daughter, and I don't do dairy. I mean, all the things that I would normally do to get calcium in my diet. But we're just not getting them at these levels, and you want to get it in an effective way to really reap that benefit. So we see you there. We've got one as long as you are selecting it now. Remember, at today's special pricing, best value ever. Most of us are gravitating toward that larger size because certainly as you get into those bigger savings, then the sizes are, of course, they go up exponentially. But more importantly, you are delivering that calcium to your bones in the best way possible. Easy to swallow, easy on your stomach, it dissolves easily, and whether you're someone like myself, I have struggled with not only my bones, in fact it was many years ago that I actually broke a bone. So, I mean, and that's when Andrew said, you know, I should be taking vitamin D, I should be talking, you know, the vitamin K. Right. These are the things that can help us as we move through our stages of life.
Yeah, unfortunately, most of us think of our bone as being somewhat fixed. That we manufacture our bones a long time ago, and they just stay there. They're like solid. They're like the different sort of members in our house, the wood members in our house. But it's different. Our body is constantly building and breaking down, remodeling our bone. It's in constant flux. Things are constantly changing. So what we are constantly delivering or providing to our body determines the quality of our bone. It determines whether or not the adequate levels of calcium are going to be there. Most of us don't get adequate calcium in our diet. Most of us do not get adequate magnesium in our diet. Most of us don't come close to getting adequate vitamin D in our diet, and the same with vitamin K, which we'll talk about in a moment. So it really is a problem that faces us with all four ingredients. What's wonderful about these ingredients, my Calcium Magnesium Intensive Care, as much as we talk about its sophistication and how great it is and how perfectly reviewed it is, it's 7 cents a capsule.
Yeah.
It's incredibly affordable. We'll talk about vitamin D in a moment. It's 6 cents a capsule. We'll talk about the sophistication of vitamin K2 that I've talked about for more than a decade. It's a little more than a dime a capsule. So as important as these are, they're incredibly affordable. In fact, you could enjoy all three, a capsule of all three, and I don't even think it will cost 25 cents a day.
That's unbelievable.
At today's pricing, it's almost triple that after the Today Special.
Absolutely.
Almost $1 a day.
No, I know I've got vitamin K out here. Should we share some details on,
sure,
on that?
I think we're over there. We could walk over there and talk about vitamin K
all right,
too.
let's do it. See, again, I like this whole, Fitbit thing.
And I'm going to get my cup of tea here.
All right, sounds great. So if